Hello everyone, Alex here. Today we're gonna show you some simple tips on that you may not have noticed that can add up, and or you just might have a question about, and I'm here to answer that. So for example, what happens when you finish the security plan, when you have it maxed out? Well, it gives you some extra rewards. It can be, let me see where I can find that. Here. Okay. Can be a little bit of gold, can be a little bit some diamonds, can be some nuts and bolts that help you progress gear, or can be some uh, titanium. Also, since we're talking about security plan, you can save those, and this will reset like in 12 hours. This resets, or the whole security plan resets like in 1 day. This resets in 3 days. So when you have finished the security plan, but there is still part of the week, you have some days where you can hoard that and can start the next one already with like a 500 points or whatever. You can save all of them basically if you want, and if you are smart about it, and you can start the security plan a lot further. One The next tip helped me a lot, can save you a lot of time moving around gear. So if I was, for example, wanted to use a character in a league challenge or Evil Falls or whatever, and I wanted to have better gear on them just temporarily, I would start moving. Let's say I want to have him stronger. I would start looking at those and then I had to remember what each character had and move them around, especially if there's not the uh, persons on top of that, like the picture where you get the, how's it called, the signature. Then it's a bit more annoying and you have to remember everything. But what you can just do is you go here, replace, and you press this, you press him, the gear has swapped. He has his gear, he has hers, so he moved up here. You can use him, then go again here, replace, and you find Wonder Woman and you change that, and everything is fine. Also, what was very annoying, I had some pieces left on a previous character from like the very basic levels of gear, and I was just putting the cheapest gear on them. So no, I was moving gear around so I can remove the cheapest gear, and then I would, or the opposite, I would just put like the cheapest gear I could find, so I can use this as a part of upgrading the next one. But you can just remove them all together. Is the button under the chains, and this removes all the equipment. So this has been very helpful. It was super annoying for me until I found that out. Also, when you start here, some people may not know, there is a character training that if you upgrade some characters, for example, like elite characters that you found out they aren't that great, you can remove that and gain back their levels and put them on a different character. But you can also, after you have finished that, you can also retain their rank and get those materials back. Generally not worth it too much, especially with epics that eventually you will need to bring them higher to get more levels. After you reach level 300, you need to have characters at 1 silver. For every character at 1 silver, you can put 5 more levels on your character. So it's not really worth it to do the retraining now and after like a few months spend those currency again and you lose the diamonds. But let's say you really need those 110 to upgrade like a Wonder Woman to 5 red, and it's worth it for you to spend the 500, and you know you don't want to use the elites at least, and they become cheaper depending on how many you have to remove. So that's something that you may want to think about. Also, similar to that, you can also reset those here. So you go on hands, go here, and you can reset them. And I highly recommend you do that if you upgraded like a basic a blue artifact, and then you put like a purple or an epic one. Take that currency back, it's very scarce, it will take a long time to build it back up, and they upgrade the best artifacts first. Also, I was wondering for a long time what happens here, like how often do I have to log in, and because I have a second account I can and that for sometimes I don't play for a couple of days, you can clearly see that the collection time stops at 12 hours. So you need to collect it one time before, at the last time that you are playing for the day, so it doesn't cap out. It stops at 12 hours, it doesn't go indefinitely. So after 12 hours you don't collect more. Let's take also a very simple one that sometimes especially when I started, I forgot to do. You can do this daily quiz every day, and when you respond correctly you gain 50 diamonds. When you respond incorrectly you gain 20 diamonds. And also when you finish this at the weekly, you can also get 100 points that help you with the security plan, moving it further. Let's talk about team ups. So team ups, when you rally, you will be shown here at your league friends, and then they can press fight and they help you with 10% for every attack that they do. And besides that, it makes a lot of sense to just start adding like a add friend, and even like take your elite arena and start adding all of them as friends. You can press the button here where it says the second in the middle, and you can start adding like 20 people here. Many people will accept you because, and then when everyone presses rally, you will be shown in each other's simulation. If you really want to be very push that a lot, you can start doing the beginner combats that you may have unlimited. Rally have all the maximum friends that you can, and so how many is there? Maximum of 50. Even delete your friends from your league, because you cannot send messages directly if you do that, but you can delete all your friends from your league because they will already be shown. They will see your rallies anyways without having them as friends. They can see them here, but maybe they don't get a notification. They need to, like a notification like this, they need to check the league to find that. But you have 50 friends, you start doing those, and the beginner simulations, and you get through them. You get in many of those that otherwise you won't use the beginner combat. You will be gaining diamonds, you'll be getting some rewards of the more basic ones. Sometimes they have a couple of those in here, so that can help you, that can definitely add up. Adding friends for that, or moving into a more competitive alliance that people actually help each other more. So you get rewards for the first two attacks that you do, but you can help doing more assists and give the 10% every time to everyone. So one more tip that you may find super helpful is In many types of nodes, there is a button here where it basically says like replay. If you press that, you can see exactly the team people used to clear every one of them. So you can see the team, and you can press it if you want and see the ultimate order, if they played manually or not, the reinforcements, and you can just try exactly the same setup or the closest that you can, and most likely than not, especially if you see like many people here having for example, Green Arrow and Wonder Woman, might be fine to test that, but if this doesn't work great for you, you can try Sinestro. Like it gives you some ideas. Also, on top of that, like some of them here have some characters and team synergies that are recommended to use that generally speaking are the best. And you can find that in many different, it doesn't always work. Let me see where else is this. Here it is. Well, let me see. Yeah, you can find it here in many different game modes. System Recovery, I believe, has that. Yeah. So it doesn't work properly in those I found out at the main stages. I don't know why, if it's a bug or not, but you can also find that on team ups. If you launch a simulation, you can see here what other people have done and press it and see what the team they used was. Okay, so hope that this has been helpful and to find some tips that if you use will be more convenient or even help you push stuff in the game and get more rewards.